So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to throw a vignette around the edge of the image here. One way to do it in Photoshop is make a blank layer, make sure your foreground's on black, and just simply fill the whole thing in with black. Then I can go here to the marquee tool, go to the elliptical one, go here, drag that. I'm holding the space bar down, moving it at the same time, so you can move your elliptical in the spot here, and then Command or Control X, and then you cut that area away. You can go up to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and you can crank that blur up to blur it out. Alright, so I put the Gaussian blur on. You could make that bigger if you wanted to. You could go to Edit, and you could scale it up with the free transform, the Command T or the Control T tool. And you could make that falling off the edge a little bit if you wanted to. Move that around. And then I'll just adjust the opacity, lower the opacity of that. We could try some blending modes to see if we can make it a little more subtle. Let's toggle through those or scroll through those. I'm going to keep it on normal for now. I'm going to lower the opacity a bit. You could go into the erase tool and erase some of the edge a bit more if you wanted to. My preferred way of doing it now is to throw a mask. So go click here, you have a mask on here. And then remember the mask, when the foreground's set to black, you go to the brush tool, it will erase. So I can increase the opacity slightly and then come to the edge and start kind of like erasing unwanted areas and sort of customizing the vignette a little bit more, right? If I've gone too far, I can change that to white, change the foreground to white, and then put some more of the vignette back in there. So I'm going to crank that brush up here with the bracket key. I switch that to black, so it's going to erase, and then I'm going to be a bit more subtle with my vignette here. Boom, boom, boom. And let's see how that's looking. I'm just going to say Vin layer. So I'm going to want to lighten this area here, and one of my favorite tricks is to make a blank layer, throw it on the soft light blending mode, select your paintbrush, select a white, and then you can just tap that around with your paint, and you can paint white on there as a soft light layer. That's a bit too bright for me. I liked it a little bit darker, so I'm going to lower the opacity here to where I think it looks effective. That looks a bit better. So there's the before the vignette and the lightning. I'm going to call this soft light. So turn the vignette on, turn the soft light layer on, and there we go. Demo the soft light layer again. Call this soft L layer color. So instead of white now, I'm going to pick another color. Let's say if I wanted to warm it up a bit, I could pick like a yellow or kind of like an orangey tint here, and then start painting that over top of it. Right now that's on normal, so I have to switch that to soft light. And then you can see that you can actually use this soft light technique to tint and create almost like a retro look using the soft light painting technique. Just lower that opacity slightly. I mean, I was just demoing this, but I'm thinking I'm liking the yellow kind of on the rubble over here, but not so much as it spills in here. I kind of want this a little bit darker. So let's throw our mask on there, foreground on black, brush tool. Let's increase the opacity and let's start masking some of that stuff away. But we'll have the yellow just slightly spill off to the side, but not come too far over. So if I zoom in, my soft light color yellow tint layer here, you can see the yellows on here on the rubble spilling just slightly over the wall, but I've masked out the other spill further across. And I have everything on my separate layers here so I can turn them off and see what I like. Maybe I just like that without everything, but there's the vignette, there's the soft light white layer, and there's the soft light yellow layer, and the dodge and burn layer. I call these fit and finish adjustments to a strong image already. You can then make artistic choices about what you want your image to look like.